Hello everyone, Magical Goo Jelly here, and this is my review for Kamicon 2019 in Birmingham, Alabama. We were lucky enough this year to stay at the hosting hotel, which was very convenient because it attached right to the convention hall. The hotel was the Sheraton and it was pretty nice. It had a beautiful atrium view, a Starbucks, and a little convenience store, but my only complaint would be the elevator. I've been to plenty of conventions with long elevator waits, but the elevator wait at this hotel was exceptionally long. We waited over 45 minutes at one point for an elevator. Overall though, no real complaints about the hotel other than the elevator. And it attached right to the Birmingham Jefferson Convention Complex, which is where Kamicon took place. The BJCC was a great place to host Kamicon. The convention was spread out over 3 floors, with the biggest draws, the gaming room, the vendor hall, and the main event space, all on the 2nd floor with a really awesome lobby where cosplayers and attendees could hang out. The con space was perfect for the size of the convention. However, I do worry that if it gets any larger, there will be difficulties for the escalators and space in that main lobby area. The convention hall did have snacks. There was a little snack bar, so if you were hungry while walking around the con, there was that option available to you. The only other place to get food that was attached to the BJCC was Subway, but it got pretty crowded during the actual convention time, so it wasn't the most convenient place to try to eat. There were a few other places to eat nearby, but they were quite a walk with all the construction and quite pricey. Kamicon staff was fantastic. Registration was very smooth and fast. They had a big table full of a lot of staff, and the staff would wave a little flag when they were available for you to get registered, which I thought was really cool and super convenient. Kamicon staff also let us know ahead of time via their website and social media that there would be construction around the BJCC. This was pretty cool as we were prepared for a potential detour and looked into different routes to make sure that we would make our drive-in as fast as possible. I also overheard a attendee complaining to a staff member about another attendee being sexually inappropriate, and the staff member right away took it to management and made sure the problem was taken care of. And I just love to see staff of conventions really caring about this kind of stuff. So props and kudos to Kamicon staff. There were also programs provided, which I love when a convention provides a thorough program with descriptions of the panels and events. My only complaint about this program is that the date, time, and place of the panel was not listed in the program. Instead, if you saw a program that looked interesting, you had to reference a separate piece of paper, schedule, and map. I personally prefer to only have to carry around one piece of paper product around a con because carrying around 2 can get a little inconvenient and hard to keep track of. I am actually a little embarrassed to admit that I did not get any video of the vendor hall, but the reason I didn't is a pretty big compliment to Kamicon. I didn't get any because I was floored, absolutely floored by the quality of the vendor hall. I have to admit, I did not expect the vendor hall to be as great as it was because Kamicon is a smaller convention. However, they blew away my expectations by having plenty of independent artists to shop from. The vendor hall also had the maid cafe, the anime wrapped cars, a few guest signings, and a snack bar. Again, I'm really sorry I didn't get much footage of the vendor hall, but it was just so much fun I didn't even think to pull out my camera. Good job, Kamicon. Whoever runs the vendor hall did a fantastic job. The game room was absolutely fantastic. Kamicon knows what they are doing there. First of all, for all of the popular games, there were several machines for each of those games. There were several machines of DDR, Juby, Initial D, and several fighting games. The gaming hall had a lot of space, and honestly, because of these multiple machines of popular games, it never felt like you were waiting very long, and it never felt like you were waiting in a crowded space, so you could hang out and talk with friends while you were waiting to play your favorite game. My favorite game was a game called Scotto, which was like an arcade version of beer pong. It was honestly a lot of fun, and it had multiple modes, so you could play it a bunch of different ways and never get bored. The tabletop gaming room was also pretty nice. There were a lot of tables and a lot of places to play games, and the manga library was even located in there. My favorite thing about the tabletop gaming room was the staff member that had the games. We told her what kind of game we were looking for, and she was able to point out several games that would fit our criteria. So we were able to play the game we wanted without having to read a bunch of board game descriptions, which was super nice. Another activity that was quite a surprise that Kamicon had was the parachute game. I don't know if you remember playing the parachute game in elementary school, but it was a blast to be able to play as an adult. Also, again, Kamicon staff proved that they knew what they were doing. They had multiple parachutes ready to go, so that way when there were too many people waiting in line to play it, they would go ahead and open up another parachute so everyone could play. And my favorite part of any convention is usually the cosplay, and Kamicon did not disappoint. My favorite cosplay was someone cosplaying Shishomaru and Inuyasha's dad. Don't ask me to try to pronounce his name. I'm really bad at pronouncing names. But that was definitely my favorite cosplay, and the cosplayer was so nice. You could tell they were really passionate about the cosplay and totally understood my absolute freak meltdown about it. Okay. Now it is time for the pros and cons of Kamicon 2019. The pros include a great convention space, an awesome gaming room and an awesome tabletop gaming room, a fantastic vendor hall with a lot of diverse merchants and independent artists, a fun array of cosplay and cosplayers, and a wonderful and friendly staff. The cons include a crowded and long wait for the hotel elevator, lack of convenient and affordable food around the convention center, and I really did not enjoy having to carry around 2 pieces of paper to get all of my programming. Kamicon 2019 gets a rating of 4.75 out of 5 sparkles. It was a fantastic smaller sized convention, and I highly recommend it to anyone for its organization, friendly staff, and diverse paneling, programming, and vendor hall. As always, thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you guys next time.